Kharga Corps Drone Boost.
The Indian Army's Kharga Corps has unveiled an indigenous swarm drone fleet, marking a major step in enhancing battlefield surveillance and strike capabilities. Developed under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, the drones are designed to operate in coordinated swarms, enabling real-time intelligence, target identification, and precision engagement. Army officials said the system can overwhelm enemy defenses through autonomous and semi-autonomous operations, offering flexibility in both offensive and defensive missions. The swarm drones are optimized for varied terrain and can be rapidly deployed in high-threat zones. The induction reflects the Army's focus on integrating advanced technologies to counter emerging threats and improve operational readiness, while reducing dependence on foreign platforms and boosting domestic defense innovation. PAF F-16 losses. An Indian Air Force assessment following Operation Sindoor has indicated a severe setback to the Pakistan Air Force's F-16 fleet. According to the evaluation, multiple F-16 aircraft were either destroyed or rendered non-operational during precision strikes and subsequent air engagements. The losses are said to have significantly reduced PAF's frontline combat capability and impacted its air defense posture. IF officials noted that the operation demonstrated improved coordination, accurate targeting, and effective use of intelligence-driven planning. The assessment also highlights vulnerabilities in PAF's space protection and response mechanisms. The findings reinforce India's growing air dominance and underline the IF's ability to impose high costs in future contingencies through calibrated and technology-driven operations. Type 99B upgrade. China has unveiled an upgraded Type 99B main battle tank optimized for high-altitude operations, raising concerns over potential deployment along the line of actual control near India. The improved variant reportedly features enhanced engine performance, better thermal management, and upgraded fire control systems suited for thin air environments. Chinese sources indicate refinements in mobility, protection, and electronics to address limitations faced by earlier tanks on the Tibetan Plateau. Analysts say the move reflects Beijing's focus on strengthening armored capability in mountainous regions. The development is being closely monitored by Indian defense planners, as it signals China's intent to sustain mechanized forces at altitude, potentially altering the tactical balance in sensitive border areas. YH-3 components exposed. Pakistani-origin YH-3 kamikaze drones have been revealed to use the Australian-made Pixhawk Cube Orange flight controller, highlighting continued reliance on foreign commercial components. The disclosure has raised questions over export controls and end-user monitoring of dual-use technologies. Defense analysts note that the Pixhawk system, widely used in civilian and research drones, offers advanced navigation and autopilot capabilities that can be adapted for military use. The finding underscores how off-the-shelf technologies are being militarized at low cost. For India, the revelation reinforces concerns over asymmetric threats from loitering munitions and the need to strengthen counter-drone measures and international coordination on regulating sensitive drone components.
Martyred co-landing.
A former U.S. Navy F/A-18 pilot has provided a detailed breakdown of an Indian Navy MiG-29K Stobar landing on board INS Vikrant, highlighting the complexity of carrier operations. The pilot explained the challenges of approach speed control, glide path management, and precise throttle handling required during arrested recovery without catapult assistance. He praised the Indian Navy's training standards and the MiG-29K's robust design, noting that Stobar operations demand high pilot skill and aircraft reliability. The analysis also drew attention to Vikrant's ski jump configuration and deck layout, which influence landing dynamics. The assessment has sparked wider interest in India's growing carrier aviation expertise and operational maturity. Private engine milestone. Astrobase has secured regulatory approval to establish India's first private high-thrust LOX-LNG rocket engine test facility, marking a major boost for the country's private space sector. The facility will support testing of next-generation liquid engines using liquid oxygen and liquefied natural gas, a cleaner and reusable-friendly propellant combination. Company officials said the site will enable full-duration static firing tests, helping reduce development timelines and costs. The approval aligns with India's push to expand private participation in space launch capabilities alongside ISRO. Analysts see the move as a critical step toward building an independent commercial launch ecosystem, strengthening India's position in the global small and medium launch vehicle market. UAV defense launch. Raghu Vamsi has launched a new manufacturing and integration facility while unveiling 6 indigenous UAV defense products aimed at strengthening India's counter-drone capabilities. The systems include solutions for detection, tracking, and neutralization of hostile drones, designed to address both military and critical infrastructure security needs. Company officials said the products leverage domestic technologies and are tailored for varied threat environments, including border and urban areas. The new facility is expected to boost production capacity, support rapid deployment, and encourage further innovation in the defense UAV segment. The development aligns with India's focus on self-reliance in defense manufacturing and reflects growing private sector involvement in addressing emerging aerial threats.
India slams Pakistan.
India sharply criticized Pakistan at the United Nations, accusing Islamabad of jailing former Prime Minister Imran Khan while granting lifetime immunity to Army Chief General Asim Munir. Speaking at the UN, India said the contrasting actions exposed Pakistan's deep democratic deficit and selective application of the rule of law. The Indian representative highlighted concerns over political repression, misuse of military courts, and erosion of civilian authority in Pakistan. India also rejected Pakistan's attempts to deflect attention through allegations against New Delhi, stating that internal failures cannot be masked by propaganda. The remarks underscored India's position that Pakistan must address its governance and human rights issues rather than targeting others on international platforms. Jaishankar in Israel. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar arrived in Israel on a 2-day official visit to hold talks with the country's top leadership amid ongoing regional tensions. The visit is aimed at reviewing bilateral ties, with a focus on strategic cooperation, defense, technology, and regional security developments. Jaishankar is expected to meet Israeli Prime Minister and senior ministers to exchange views on the situation in West Asia and issues of mutual interest. India has reiterated the importance of dialogue, restraint, and humanitarian concerns while maintaining close engagement with Israel. The visit underscores New Delhi's balanced diplomatic approach and its intent to stay actively involved in key geopolitical developments affecting the region. Vijay Diwas tribute. Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tribute to India's brave soldiers on Vijay Diwas, remembering their courage and sacrifice that ensured a historic victory. In his message, the Prime Minister said the nation remains eternally grateful to the armed forces for their valor, discipline, and unwavering commitment to national duty. He highlighted how the soldiers' determination and unity changed the course of history and strengthened India's security. Vijay Diwas commemorates India's victory in the 1971 war, which led to the liberation of Bangladesh. The Prime Minister urged citizens to draw inspiration from the armed forces' spirit and reaffirmed the government's commitment to the welfare of veterans and serving personnel. Nagpur drone alert. A drone was spotted flying over the airstrip of an explosives manufacturing company in Nagpur, triggering a security alert and a detailed probe by authorities. The incident was reported by security personnel, following which local police and intelligence agencies were informed. Officials said the drone's origin, purpose, and operator are yet to be identified, and CCTV footage along with technical data is being examined. No immediate threat or damage was reported. The airstrip has been secured as a precautionary measure. The incident comes amid heightened concerns over unauthorized drone activity near sensitive installations, prompting renewed focus on counter-drone surveillance and response mechanisms. Nepal lifts note ban. Nepal has allowed the use of high-value Indian currency notes after a decade-long ban, setting a limit of 25,000 Indian rupees per person. The decision permits Indian visitors and Nepalese citizens to carry 500 Indian rupees and 1,000 Indian rupees denomination notes, easing transactions for tourists and cross-border travelers. Authorities said the move aims to boost tourism, trade, and people-to-people exchanges, particularly in border regions heavily dependent on Indian visitors. The restriction comes with monitoring mechanisms to prevent misuse and illicit financial activities. The ban was imposed earlier due to concerns over counterfeit currency and money laundering. The relaxation is seen as a positive step toward improving bilateral economic engagement and facilitating smoother cross-border movement. Udhampur encounter continues. Security forces continued operations in Jammu and Kashmir's Udhampur district to track terrorists believed to be holed up in a forested area. The encounter began after intelligence inputs indicated the presence of armed militants, prompting a coordinated search operation by the army, police, and paramilitary forces. Officials said intermittent firing was reported as troops tightened the cordon and carried out a careful search to avoid civilian harm. Additional reinforcements have been deployed, and aerial surveillance is being used to monitor movement in the area. Authorities stated that the operation is progressing cautiously, with priority given to neutralizing the terrorists and ensuring the safety of local residents. Kupwara blast kills soldier. An Indian Army soldier lost his life in an explosion in Jammu and Kashmir's Kupwara district, officials said. The incident occurred during an operational activity in a forward area, triggering immediate medical evacuation efforts. Despite prompt assistance, the soldier succumbed to injuries sustained in the blast. Security forces have launched an investigation to determine whether the explosion was caused by an improvised explosive device or unexploded ordnance. Area domination and search operations have been intensified as a precautionary measure. Senior military officials paid tribute to the fallen soldier, acknowledging his sacrifice in the line of duty and reaffirming the force's commitment to maintaining security and countering terrorist threats in the region. Tejas Mk-II shift. The Tejas Mk-II program is witnessing a paradigm shift as the Indian Air Force transitions from a traditional buyer to an active co-developer, a move expected to accelerate induction timelines. IF involvement in design reviews, capability prioritization, and testing is aimed at reducing delays and ensuring the aircraft meets operational requirements from the outset. The Mk-II is planned to feature a more powerful engine, enhanced avionics, and greater payload and range compared to earlier variants. Officials say closer coordination between the IAF, HAL, and DRDO will streamline decision-making and production planning. The approach reflects a new model of user-driven development to strengthen India's indigenous combat aviation capability.